Let me explain why people are upset and this story is going viral. It's because this is way too familiar to people like us, where we don't get the credit, but we doing all the work in the back. And so now, effective immediately, this restaurant is canceled. The 15 minutes of fame is over, baby. Because now we all know the truth. Who's really banking from this restaurant?
Mission accomplished, people. Mission accomplished. I'm gonna get out the car real quick. There's no line. The very first time that I ever came here, it was right around this time. It's Saturday, March 7th. It's about 1:45 right now. And the very first time I came here right around this time. It was on a Saturday. The line was all the way to this dentist place that's like over my shoulder over here. And when I saw that, I just drove right through the parking lot. I'm like, dude, I'm not about to, sit in that line. And here we are, Saturday. Saturday, 1:45. Absolutely no line. This is that dentist place that I was saying that the line came all the way back to. And then the line went all the way over there. So, Destination Smokehouse is now Destination Ghost House. We did it.
If we stood up like we stood up for Mr. Tenderism, just the things that we can accomplish. Unity is what starts and causes change. That's why they keep us divided.
We came together and we became partners after about 4 years of working with each other. He's the only reason why this place does barbecue. He's the original pitmaster, recipe maker, everything. I owe him everything. That's why he became a partner.
Nick, that's my partner.
My brother. Let y'all know I gotta eat a little bit this morning. This oxtail, just a black diamond. I gotta test it. Y'all know I gotta test it.
Wow, shake that for me, Walt, so people can see it fall off the bone. Wow, that's crazy.
Wait a minute.
Wow, it's peeling again.
Look at that.
Wow. Hey, one more time, my friend. What's that red on that oxtail for everybody?
Just smoke.
It's fully cooked though, right? We just have to be clear. People are wondering, is that cooked all the way?
This here, if it wasn't cooked, it wouldn't come off this bone like that.
Ragu.
Now, see, this is a bone, meat. You can't have raw meat, it won't come off the bone. But this right here,
wow,
definitely fully cooked. It's finna get fully ate too.
So apparently the guy that is controlling Unk for that restaurant, the one that he goes online and he says tenderism, apparently the owner of that restaurant trademarked that word, tenderism. Meaning that, unfortunately, Unk, if he leaves, decides to do his own thing, goes his own direction, tries to blow up on his own, tries to get away from the restaurant or whatever the case is. I mean, not even just for anything petty, just trying to grow on his own. I mean, the guy's very old, so I don't know how much he would go in that direction, but honestly, now he has even less of an opportunity to do so because of the fact that his own trademark word that he would say after the meat would fall off the bone is now trademarked by what can only be described as of now being his handler, which, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. The owner wants to be the star. He's dancing in the videos now. He's hanging out. He's having Unk record him now. Like, yeah, it's clear as day what's going on in that restaurant. And even though the food is good, like the publicity on it now, I mean, I just wouldn't go there. I just wouldn't go there at all to support that, especially the fact that he essentially stripped everything from Unk so Unk could do his own thing, which I'm saying Unk, I don't know his name, but that's what he goes by online. So yeah, it's pretty sad.
Got fired? What? The only reason I know this establishment exists is because of Unk and his viral videos. So y'all fired him. Now my question is the food good enough to survive this kind of controversy? I'll never find out because I'm not going without Unk, respectfully, but somebody go and report back. For what I can tell, this all started after Keith Lee went to the restaurant to give Unk a $4,000 tip. Now allegedly some of the workers or some of the staff blocked Keith Lee from giving out that blessing, and after that everything went downhill. This is so crazy because Unk became the face of the brand, but he did not own the brand, and when you're the face of the brand but not the owner, you really have little to no leverage when things go left. The owner can wake up one day and decide that you think you're bigger than the program, and that's it. And it seems like the owner fired Unc, and that was that. Whatever, I guess it was his business decision, but it's a business decision that I definitely don't understand. Do y'all not like money? The line was wrapped around the door because of Unc. It seemed like they could have made a lot more money together, and while I don't have all the information from the outside looking in, this looks like a case of the owner's ego getting in the way. And ego is expensive. Well, it looks like Unc has his own page and he's starting over from scratch, so that's where you'll find me.
Destination Smokehouse. Yeah, that smoke starting to turn to fire. Yeah, Destination Smokehouse. That smoke starting to turn to fire. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and say the quiet part out loud. We found out that it ain't no black people cooking back there. Ain't no aunties. Unc wasn't on the grill. He ain't had a Jesus Walker 5s on. He wasn't telling people stay away from his grill, don't touch his grill. It's actually you back there. No personality. It looked like, honestly, you was using him to shuck and jive, and when Keith Lee came there, they exposed it. Now you done sent the man home, and now you making videos, and you making the most unseasoned content this world has ever seen, and you want us to still love you the same. Listen, by 2030, Keith Lee will be in black homes like Martin Luther King on a grandma's wall right next to Barack Obama. And you seem to want to address the situation knowing that what Keith Lee says is law. I'm going to just put that out there. Yeah.
I have an update on Destination Smokehouse stealing tenderism and filing a trademark without including Unc on it. First, let me start by saying, yes, Destination Smokehouse filed a fraudulent trademark application with the USPTO for tenderism under the direction of an attorney. Now, this is my issue with the attorney. We are supposed to do a thorough search prior to filing an application to let the client know, hey, this name is available, or this is a competing application. What do you want to do? We all know that it's first to file who gets priority before an examining attorney in order to determine ownership. Kenneth Harris, who is an attorney, decided that he was going to go and file an application under the USPTO in order to protect Unc's rights. And I'm so glad that he did that because it was the right thing to do. Now, here's the issue. The issue is he's been trying to transfer this application over to Unc, but has been unsuccessful in getting in contact with him. I wonder fucking why. Because Keith Lee also had an issue when he arrived in order to bless Unc with a gift. But no, they didn't allow him to see Unc without them present. So I wholeheartedly believe that the owner of Destination Smokehouse is preventing Attorney Harris from getting in contact with Unc in order to transfer this application over because he is the rightful owner of tenderism, not Destination Smokehouse. What's even more concerning with this owner, and so he is making it seem like, and I posted all the videos to show you that he has said repeatedly they were partners, they are this, they are that. Guess what? If y'all were partners, you would have added him to that trademark application, but you didn't.
I want to give a salute, clap, to Keith Lee. Not only does Keith Lee does great things for small businesses, restaurants, and trying to help support and promote them and give them some shine. But it took him to pull that veil back on what was going on with Mr. Tenderism and Destination Smokehouse. Because up until then, a lot of people were still under the impression that Unc with Destination Smokehouse at least had some kind of leverage with Destination Smokehouse or, part ownership but he didn't. And it took Keith Lee to go there to pull back the veil and the curtain that man was just using Unc, and Unc didn't really realize it until Keith Lee came there and tried to give him $4,000 or $5,000, and they wouldn't allow Keith Lee to give that to Unc. So everything, all the layers started being peeled back then. And now we find out that Unc has indeed, I guess, been fired because he pretty much said as much without saying it from Destination Smokehouse. And that man used Unc, whether Unc knew it or not, he was taken advantage of because Unc was being trustworthy and loyal and showing some gratitude to someone who never had good intentions for him anyway. Because it was Unc that told him to change his shop from a coffee shop to a barbecue shop. And it was Unc that made Destination Smokehouse this nationwide phenomenon. So he used them up, got jealous of Unc, and discarded them. So now Unc on his own, and I hope we continue to support Mr. AKA Mr. Tenderism, Walter Johnson, and say to hell with Destination Smokehouse. All praises to the Most High.
Update. We could not get to Unc. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash, or $4,000 in cash that we was gonna give him a hand. They didn't take it, so we're not only gonna take this money and feed some people, but we just gonna do what we feel like we're supposed to do in the community.
And as always, after this, I pray and hope that they continue to reach their target audience.
Do Walter have, ownership or equity in a Destination Smokehouse?
What he's added to the business has been huge and is very visible to a lot of people. But then at the end of the day, it shortchanges so many other people who built this business, including this guy, who when I met him had absolutely zero. And as far as ownership goes, as much as I'll say, because I'm going to respect Walt's privacy, Walt is definitely a part of this business. He is not an employee. I would be safe to say that the finances that we have both been able to increase into our bank account since we've been here has been something great for both of us. But talking numbers, talking any of that, I just don't think that's professional. I mean, if anybody really knows Walt, it's an insult to think that he would be taken advantage of by anybody, especially by this guy. The white man.
Let me get this straight. You're telling me that Mr. Tenderism don't own the restaurant that has gone viral because of the meat falls off of the bone?
Boy, look here, this is Tenderism at its best.
And that this man is the owner? So this whole time, we thought Unc was the one who was getting the profits, the benefits, the financial rewards, but yet it's the owner. Unc ain't nothing but the mascot. Unc ain't nothing but the face of the restaurant. Unc got the secret recipe. Now that Keith Lee exposed them in an indirect way, because God works in mysterious ways. Let me tell you what happened in case you missed it for the people in the back. Keith Lee, the famous food reviewer, went to the restaurant to try the food for the first time and to also leave Unc a $4,000 tip. But Mr. Tenderism was busy and security said no. And then after the fact, the owner found out what happened. And then he made a video.
If I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done. But ever since I reached out to him, I've gotten zero response.
That video looked like a hostage situation.
We thought he was a regular customer, so we treated him like a bag of dog shit.
And that's how all of this came to the light. So now we have learned that Unc ain't nothing but the cook. We at least thought that he was a partner.
I hope and I pray that he's getting compensated handsomely.
How much is Unc making? Did Unc at least get a $25,000 bonus for all the money that has come into this restaurant? So let me explain why people are upset and this story is going viral. It's because this is way too familiar to people like us, where we don't get the credit, but we doing all the work in the back. And so now, effective immediately, this restaurant is canceled. The 15 minutes of fame is over, baby, because now we all know the truth. Who's really banking from this restaurant? And it ain't Mr. Tenderism.
Out that Tenderism destination was not black owned, was not on my bingo card in 2025. Especially people that talk about, well, me, as somebody that talks about generational trauma and reparations. For everybody saying, I don't see the problem with it. The fact that this man was able to grow a business is exactly what slaves did in this country. We picked cotton, we made the US billions, and then they gave us our freedom, and now we're still fighting for reparations in 2025, while every other nationality that has ever been wronged in this country has pretty much received some type of reparation.
The reason why this whole Destination Smokehouse Tenderism situation doesn't surprise me is because it's the same thing that happened with Paula Deen and Dora Charles. So Dora Charles worked with Paula Deen for like 22 years, alongside her, not under her, alongside her as a chef in the kitchen. And Paula Deen promised this woman, if I get rich, I'm taking you with me. If I get to the top, we both get to the top. But in exchange, Paula Deen wanted this woman's recipes, and she gave it to her. Gave Paula Deen all of her recipes, taught her how to cook and everything. Paula Deen ended up writing cookbooks using this woman's recipes. She ended up getting Food Network deals with this woman's recipe. And guess how much this woman made while she was working in Paula Deen's kitchen? $10 an hour. $10 an hour. And then she didn't even sue Paula Deen. Paula Deen got sued, but it wasn't by her. It was by somebody else who sued Paula Deen for hostile work environment and racism, because she heard Paula Deen over talking, saying that she wanted black chefs and black waitresses to cater like a wedding or a party she was having for one of her kids or whatever, and she wanted them to dress like slaves. But it just goes to show that people from that decade, people from that time, they lived differently. They don't question like superiority, especially when it comes to somebody who was white. And tenderism, Unc, aka, he's not the person to question it. Like, I bet you right now he doesn't see anything wrong with the situation. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. He doesn't see that there is a power imbalance. He doesn't understand that, because to him it's not clicking. We see it because we grew up in a different time. We've educated ourselves and we're more self-aware. But people like him and people like Dora Charles, who never sued Paula Deen, who still to this day will say and kind of admit that Paula really didn't do nothing to her. The only reason she spoke about it is because it came out. They don't see any wrong in what happened. They don't see they were treated wrong.
And I want you to know, everything that happened with Mr. Tenderism and the Destination Barbecue is 100% your fault. Everything was fine until the black folk found out that he didn't own that barbecue restaurant and he had a white slave master.
Move, y'all. I got it. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Alicia and I'm finna cook you. Now, I am a little confused as to why you're making it seem like Unc leaving that business was some sort of terrible decision, but don't worry. Let's go through the evidence. Let's start from the beginning. Number one, isn't discernment such a gift? Because the internet looked at the situation with Unc and the owner and clocked it almost immediately. Unc was the face of the business. Influencers, celebrities, everybody was pulling up specifically to get a video with Unc, watch him throw the glasses off and say, and keep it pushing. It became a viral trend. He made the business go viral, but people also began to correctly point out that Unc was helping the business grow seemingly without the benefits of owning the business and without the money that comes with a thriving restaurant that has lines wrapped around the block 2-3 times. And that became abundantly clear because we later found out that the phrase tenderism got trademarked, but it wasn't trademarked by Unc, even though that is literally his catchphrase. And that's a problem. So when the Keith Lee situation blew up, all it really did was expose and confirm what people already suspected, and they eventually parted ways. Now, the owner says that Unc was not asked to leave, but Unc said on his GoFundMe that he was fired, and I personally have no reason to believe that Unc would lie about something like that. I believe him when he says that he was fired, but here's the thing about life. When one door closes, another door opens. Amen? Because when Unc left, he started his own business. He's still going viral, but now it's on his own terms. He's going on tour. He catered for the Ron Isley. He was featured this week on the Sherry Shepherd Show, and he posted a video with the lawyer who filed the trademark for tenderism, and that lawyer said he's going to give that trademark to Unc, so Unc will now be the owner of the phrase tenderism. Isn't that amazing? The blessings have just been raining down upon Unc ever since he left that other barbecue restaurant. So from where I'm sitting, Unc seems to be doing just fine. So let's go back to your original question.
Mr. Tenderism, y'all got under his skin. He thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get my own. I'm gonna go do my own. Let's see if y'all fucking support him now.
To me, I feel like you were trying to sneak this and say, oh, nobody would support Unc if he left the restaurant. But from where I'm sitting, it seems like Unc is doing just fine.
Destination Smokehouse is exactly why I make videos. Unc Tenderism is exactly why I make videos about white people in America. And y'all get mad, y'all fight with me in my comments, but let me explain to you what happened. There's a black man who was so passionate about his product that we thought he owned the place. That's how he showed up to work for somebody else. And culturally, to be black in America is to have an uncle exactly like that. So he gained respect and notoriety. People took flights to go try this man's food. To be black in America and have a black-owned business, you will be supported because the black dollar is so powerful. But guess what, though? Behind the scenes is a white man using him like he's somebody's fucking Bojangles. And I'm pissed about it. I had to calm down before I wrote this because I'm passionate about it. This man's intellectual property was used. To be black in America is to be exploited for something that comes from inside of you. When everybody tries to say we don't have culture, our intellectual property is our culture. Our dance is our culture. Our style of dress is our culture. Y'all take it every day, time and time again, and the story is as old as time. Tenderism is being used not only for barbecue, but for everything. Widespread across America. Not only kept in our culture, and it's not appreciated, it's appropriated. You allowed him to be the face of your brand, make your brand money, and we don't even know where that money is going. All those black people that traveled there to try that food, to put money into that business, was because of that black man, and we don't even know if his life has changed in any capacity or if you are sucking every dollar he can make you out of him. Does he own it? It needs to be known. We had Keith Lee about to give him $4,000, and you sat up next to the black man who led the charge in making your business money, to talk about another black man. And that man was the most silent he has been ever on any video. Quiet. No jumps, no throwing hats, no smacking his feet, no smacking his knee, no nothing. Quiet. And something about black people that y'all don't know is we do experience telekinesis, and we can look at our uncle and know something's up. A Caucasian is afoot. The moment y'all decide to stop exploiting us, and I'm so glad what was in the dark came to the light and you were exposed, because I'm sure your bottom line will be done after this. All that money you made, you're going to have to pay it back. See, ancestors don't play about us.
That with all the backlash, you know, from people going like, we don't want to see you on screen. We want to see Unc. The white dude, the owner, was getting more and more screen time. He got jealous of Unc getting so much attention and so much love from social media. And he said, hey, I own this business. I don't want this man to be the face of it. I'm the face. This is my business. Even though Unc gave him the idea for the business. And it looks like Unc probably said, hey, you know, I have brought so much attention and so many customers to your business. Without me, none of this would be possible, which is true. I need a bigger cut. I want to be a partner in this venture. So how do we do this? And white dude went like, you know, that would be fair. That would be fair to you, and it would be the right thing to do, but I don't want to do that. I'm too greedy. I'm going to be the face of this company now. I'm going to get rid of you, and I will become known as Mr. Tenderism. That's what I'm assuming happened, something along those lines. When Unc, as much as I hate to say this, you know, he's an old man. He looks like he's 75, 80, you know. He probably doesn't have too many years left. What this dude should have done is the right thing. Said, hey, I'll make you a partner for the next 5 years, whatever, or give you this much of a cut of every dime that comes through here until you're gone. You know? Because that's just the reality of life, is we only live so long, and, you know, Unc is old. But he should have done the right thing. But greed and jealousy and ego, it is a terrible thing. So destination cancellation seems to be the next step in this whole thing, this whole saga, if you want to call it. Damn. You fucked up, my man.
The story of tenderism is actually a perfect example of God's timing. I finally wanted to say something about the situation because I just love the glow up that Walter Johnson is actually experiencing right now. So we all know the story about how this man pretty much came into that business, breathed life into it, changed the trajectory of the business, and made it successful. The part to me that really stands out about this story is we all know that we receive signs from God when we're not supposed to be at a place, we're not supposed to be around certain people, but due to loyalty and our attachment to people, we oftentimes don't really adhere to the signs. When Keith Lee came to that business and all that situation happened, that changed everything. What may have first looked like some internet drama really was a new chapter. Now he ain't working at nobody's restaurant no more. He's traveling, doing new business ventures, making a brand around tenderism. See, because sometimes we have a plan that we think is going to work for us, and then there's God's plan, which is always better and always more abundant. And that's why this story really hits me to my core, because sometimes what looks like rejection is really God's redirection. Sometimes God will remove you from a situation so you can really walk into what's really meant for you. And now, the same man that was behind the scenes is stepping into the spotlight. That's not a coincidence. That's God's timing. And that's why you need to pay attention when God starts removing people from your life.
The only reason anybody even cares about that smokehouse like that is Mr. Tenderism, period. That restaurant was not trending because of the owner. It wasn't popping. because of the brand. They blew up because of him. And the owner knows it. That's the problem. You can tell he's bothered by the attention Mr. Tendernism gets. He doesn't like that his employee became the face people associate with the place. He doesn't like that folks are pulling up saying, oh, this is where Tendernism at? Now all of a sudden he want to be front and center and everybody else. Sir, respectfully, ain't nobody come and see you. Nobody. Keith Lee didn't pull up for the owner. Keith Lee came and see Mr. Tendernism. That's it. That's all. And yeah, maybe Keith will show love to the fact because that's the kind of person he is, but he was not there to shake hands with the boss. Stop trying to insert yourself into the spotlight. We don't want you in the program like that. We get it. It's your restaurant. You can appreciate the law from a distance because the truth is simple. The owner is jealous of Mr. Tendernism, and that's exactly what this is.
You see, man, Unc, Mr. Tenderism, he ain't gonna tell us what happened. He ain't like most people. He get fired from his job. Something bad happened. He runs to the internet, exploiting them, looking for validation from other people, trying to dog them out for just to expose them. And he could have did all that. But Unc didn't do that. That man was terminated. And during his termination, you know what? He didn't seek revenge, bro. He kept it moving. And a lot of y'all watching this video can learn a lot from this old man right here. You know why? Because there ain't a lot of people like him on this earth left. The last of him is almost gone, almost completely extinct. People like this with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because see, he know how to move around. He didn't leave the job after he was terminated, bitter, out to seek revenge. He left with a smile on his head. He was in the kitchen the other day making 2 big old T-bone steaks for him and his significant other. That's how you move, and then you watch the blessings come in. And that's exactly what's happening to him. Now he's going to open up his own place right here in Houston with the help of Cartel Bo, man. And now look, Mr. Tenderism, Unc, as you guys call him, was recently asked in a few-minute interview, are you still with Destination Smokehouse? He simply said no. But if you watch the video, he wanted to go on and say something else, but his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding stopped him from going any further. He simply said no. And he did this little booyah dance. You see, we know he was terminated. We know why he was terminated. But see, you know what's going to happen? He's going to shine. While the other person who terminated him after they used him is going to get to watch him blow up. This man's page is at 160K in 1 week, man. Listen, he gonna get the major support that he needs from everyone. And I mean everybody all over, because people didn't go to Destination Smokehouse for that other person. They went there for Unc. Most people didn't even want to go there to even eat the food. They wanted to go for Unc. People wanted to see Unc. And I promise you, when his operation opens up right here in Texas, I'm going to be one of the first ones right there with my phone out saying, Tenderism, fall off the bone. You can't trademark somebody's stuff and then think that they not finna come back. That's why it's called the official Tenderism, man. Good job, Unc, man. Praying for you, man. Keep doing your thing. And a lot of you young people, like I said earlier in this video, y'all can learn a lot from this man right here. Instead of when people do you wrong, you don't have to run to the internet to seek validation from a bunch of people that you never gonna meet in your life. You don't have to seek validation, man. Just keep it moving, man. At that man's age, that man is up there in age, and he got the motivation that I've never seen before. Some of these young people, 15, 20, 30, 40 years old, don't even have the drive that this man has, man. This man got fired and went home and made a couple of T-bone steaks on the stove, man. See, y'all can learn a lot from him, man. You guys let me know in the comments what y'all think of this situation right here. Yes, we know he was fired, but the comeback, man, is going to be real. Because I've always been told, it's not how you fall, bro. It's how you get back up. Brush yourself off and keep it pushing. Because believe you me, the people who fired him, oh, they watching. Trust me, they watching.
Hey, man, Texas tenderism is in full effect, man. Them people did my boy wrong, man. They did our favorite uncle wrong as hell, bruh. But we not worried about none of that, man, because we already bought the building. We got it down here. We got the barbecue truck down here. So it's connected. However you want to do it. If you want to travel or you want to work straight out his restaurant, he can do it. You know, we've been on the phone. It's really happening, man. Them people did my man's wrong, bro. They exploited him. They exploited our uncle, man. They exploited him, man. They used him, man. These racist ass white people use to the fullest of what they can get out of him. And the second he stepped away, because he was doing it out the heart, out the loyalty, they trademarked the word tenderism, fired him, and told him if he can't use it no more, we gonna sue him. So we breaking all that. That's dead. We done already trademarked another way to say tenderism. He good. We give him his own restaurant. He ain't got to pay for nothing. We coming out of pocket for everything. All we ask y'all to do is, man, bless Unc Game, man. Go send a couple dollars to Unc, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get Unc going.
Hey, this is official Mr. Tenderism coming to y'all. You know, I just got off the freeway kind of late at night, but I want to know y'all come on my page. Official Mr. Tenderism, Walter Johnson. Yes, sir. Y'all come on down now. I'm the Tenderism original, not nobody else. The original Tenderism. Booyah.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great wherever you are watching us from. This whole situation honestly feel like something straight out of a movie. 1 minute, everybody is celebrating a restaurant that seemed to come out of nowhere. The next minute, people are calling for a nationwide boycott after learning what was alleged happening behind the scene. The restaurant became famous because of one person. People weren't just showing up for barbecue, they were showing up for the personality, the energy, and the viral video that had everyone talking. The food looked amazing, but the person preparing it became the real attraction. That's what makes this story so shocking. Everything changed when a popular food reviewer stopped by, hoping to personally bless the man behind all those viral videos with a $4,000 cash gift. Instead of being allowed to meet him, management and security reportedly kept them apart, saying he was busy. Right there, people started asking questions. Why would someone be stopped from receiving a personal gift? That moment opened the floodgates. As people started digging deeper, they discovered something that completely changed the conversation. The man everyone believed was running the restaurant wasn't actually the owner. Reports also claimed that his famous catchphrase had been trademarked without him, making many people feel like the very thing that made him famous was no longer truly his. Whether everything was legal or not is for the court to decide, but to a lot of people, it just didn't sit right. And then came the biggest twist. Not long after all this became public, he was gone from the restaurant. That was enough for many customers. People who had spent their money there because of him decided they weren't going back. Videos started appearing online showing what people claim were nearly empty parking lots where there used to be a long line before. It just goes to show how quickly public support can disappear when trust is broken. For me, this story is bigger than barbecue. It's a reminder that talent alone isn't enough. You can be the face of something, bring in customers and help build a successful business, but if your name isn't on the paperwork, you may not have the control people think you do. That's why ownership matters. That's why protecting your ideas matters. And that's why so many people connect with this story. The good news is that the community didn't leave him behind. Supporters followed his personal page, donated money and helped him to get a fresh start. Business owners stepped up with opportunities and attorneys reported offer help to protect his brand going forward. In a strange way, what looked like the end may actually become a new beginning. Sometimes, losing one door opens a better one. If there is one lesson from all this, is simple. Know your worth, protect your work, and never assume that being the face of a business means you own part of it. Anyway guys, what do you think about this video? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like and share the video to help the channel out. See you in my next video. For now, peace.